Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Michael's Corner. Tonight, I will be interviewing a wrestler tonight. So tonight, I'm interviewing the Impact Pro Wrestling champion, James Jeffries. Now, before I bring him on, there's a couple of shout outs that I would like to give before I bring him on. I would like to give the shout out to the Wrestle Talk podcast. You can follow them on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The second shout out I want to give out to is Discuss Pro Wrestling. Um, they have a Facebook group page, so go to Discuss Pro Wrestling Facebook group page and send them your group invitation, and they will be glad to accept your request and whatnot. And my last shout out that I want to give out to is the Asylum Pro the Asylum Wrestling Store. And you can follow them on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So, without a further ado, let's not waste any more time. Let me bring on my guest for this evening. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Mike?
Good. Oh, it's Mike.
Michael. Sorry about that. How are you?
I am doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a long time.
Really long time. It's been since, I believe it was since October of 2015 that we last saw each other in person. You was wrestling for Steel Domain. Yes,
Yep.
it
Yeah.
was at the Crystal Community Center, I believe.
Yep. And I wrestled against Dr. X or somebody under like that name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think I filmed that match. I'm not for sure, but I think I filmed that match.
Yeah, because I
But
remember talking that night, and it's great to talk to you here tonight because that was a really fun show. So
yeah, that was really fun, and I had a great time. So
yeah, I
um,
did too. How have you been?
yeah, I've been great. I'm just taking a month off of going to wrestling shows. I put my stuff on lockdown.
That's all right.
So,
You
yeah,
got you got to do that during these times.
yeah,
Got to be safe.
yep. Gotta be safe. What you been up to? What you been
Well,
up
I my wife and I just had our first child, a baby boy. So
to? Congratulations, my friend.
thank you very much. So I've just been getting used to the dad life. So and
Hmm.
then doing a little wrestling here and there and doing the Impact Pro Wrestling training school on the weekends too. So
Okay.
it's been good.
We'll, yep, we'll talk about that later on this episode.
All right.
So let's get on to some questions because I got a lot of questions to.
Yep.
So my first question to you is, how did you get your start in wrestling?
So I got my start in wrestling with T.S. Aggressor when I met him at the Hall of Fame event in Waterloo, Iowa in 2007. And he
Mhm.
said, I'm like, I want to get into wrestling. I'd really like to train, here in Iowa. And, I'd heard about his school and seen a commercial on the news. And he said, hey, come by and check out our school. So I did that in August of 2007. I started with TS Aggressor and Johnny Fitness at the Impact Pro Wrestling Vault. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep. And yep. So tell us a little bit more about, you mentioned that you go to the training schools every weekend. So can you tell tell explain what you do there?
Yeah, so I'm the head trainer now for Impact Pro Wrestling, the very school that I trained at with TS Aggressor. I now
Mhm.
operate the day-to-day duties. So I'm there every weekend, and TS still works at the school too after over 20 years of training wrestlers. So
Mhm.
it's really cool that he's still involved. So I just work with young, aspiring men and women that want to learn to wrestle. So it's been really rewarding. So I really enjoy it, and just teach them the fundamentals and how to be safe in wrestling. So I'm
That's
enjoying it a
right.
lot.
And did you also teach them, like, like, if the fans, start cheering you or booing you, did you tell them that you gotta, if they're like booing you, cheering you, you gain that kind of reaction, because
Absolutely.
it because if you don't get no reaction, then you're not doing something right.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's 100% of wrestling. It's fan interaction. I mean, if there were no wrestling fans, we wouldn't be talking right now. I mean, I would have nothing. I wouldn't be wrestling. I wouldn't have had the wrestling career I've had. I mean, the fans make us. So, I mean, they
Mhm.
are the best part of wrestling, I think. And yeah, if they say something, you gotta respond to them, because you want them to care about you. You want them to boo, you want them to cheer. I mean, that's the best
Mhm.
part of it.
Yep. Yep. So my next question to you is, I have seen photos of you winning your Impact Pro Wrestling title. I want to say congratulations on winning your title, winning
Thank you.
that championship, because I know you work your ass off. Seeing you wrestle in person, I could tell you have gotten so much better over the years. And I think you deserve it, man. You work hard. You are hardest working guys that I ever seen, you
Well,
know.
thank you. I really appreciate that, Michael. It means a lot to me. It's
Mhm.
that's what I strive for is to have somebody that has watched me over the years, or you know anybody. It's like, hey man, I liked watching James Jeffries wrestle. I
Mhm.
just wanted, that's one of my goals is I wanted to be somebody that wrestling fans could enjoy watching. And it makes me feel very good. And thank you very much. It means a lot to me.
Yeah. Um, so like, how does it feel to be champion finally? You know.
It feels great. It's like you said, there's a lot of hard work that goes into winning any championship, and you win the big heavyweight title, and it's an honor. It was a hard fought match, and you put a lot of hard work in the gym and in the wrestling ring, and it's just a huge accomplishment. It makes you feel that everything has paid off. And it was really cool to have my son and my wife in the crowd too. So it's just everything's kind of icing on the cake for me at this point. I've had a blast with it, so it's
Yeah,
great.
that's great. My next question to you is, who makes your wrestling gear?
Who makes my wrestling gear? Anastasia's 2 out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's made my wrestling gear since 2016, and she's so great because you can send her an idea of something of like, hey, this is kind of what I'm thinking, and she'll send you something back and like the finished product, and she'll have made it 10 times better than I could have ever thought. She just really does a great job, and she's really talented.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. My next question is, since you're the champion, who do you want to face for your title if it were up to you?
If it were up to me, I'd like to wrestle Mitch Paradise for my heavyweight title.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. I figure, man, he's the biggest and the baddest and the roughest and the toughest. So, I've always
Mhm.
wanted to lock horns with him, and I think he's excellent. So, and he's been around a long time, and he's a very talented and tough wrestler. So, Mitch
Yeah, I
Paradise
would like
would be my choice.
yeah, I would like to see that match too. I want to be there for that. If that were to come to fruition, get you back in Minnesota, Russell Mitch Paradise, you know?
Yeah, that'd be great. And I had a lot of good times up in Minnesota wrestling for MAW wrestling and for Steel Domain. You know, uh,
Mhm.
they're great wrestling promotions, and the wrestling tradition, as you know, Michael, is great in Minnesota, and it always has been. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah, it's like, yeah, like I was saying, you just gotta be careful of who you associate with because you never know if someone is trying to screw you over, you know. That's what my late friend Kurt Alterhall taught me, Be careful who you associate with, you know.
absolutely, absolutely. It's wrestling's supposed to be a good time. So
Yeah, that's right. It's supposed to be fun, exciting, and I use my wrestling as an escape because when my mom was very sick,
yep,
and I just go to wrestling shows and this is now the fourth year my mom had passed. When I got back from that wrestling show, you know, on that sad day, my dad sat down with me and he told me that my mom passed out and whatnot. And then about a week later, she died. So I knew that going to wrestling shows has really, you know, everybody was, all the wrestlers was telling me sorry about your loss and whatnot. Especially one wrestler that came up to me the most was Damon Knight. Damon Knight came up to me and he told me anytime you need to talk, just hit me up on Facebook Messenger and whatnot. And I took his word for it. So, I mean, wrestling has really turned my life around a little bit. It made me a bigger person than I was 4 years ago. 4 years
absolutely.
ago.
Absolutely, and that's great. I mean, my condolences to you about your mom, and I'm still thankful that you still have your dad, and that
So I
wrestling
still
wasn't.
have my dad,
Yep, you
and
still have your dad. And,
yep. And then on top of that, 6 months later, around 2018, I lost my oldest sister. So I was going. 2018 was not my year. It wasn't my year,
sure.
and
Yeah.
so I I I've been just going to wrestling shows just to keep my mind off of things. And let me tell you, it really did help because
Yeah.
wrestlers. I have wrestlers by my side. I got the community on my side. And when times get tougher, I reach out to them. It's like, and tell them thank you, you know, because without, like you said, without the fans, I wouldn't even be doing this right now, you know.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wouldn't be doing Michael's Corner. I wouldn't be interviewing wrestlers right now. It's the wrestling fans. Is my YouTube audience wants me to do more of this, and that's the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing right now.
absolutely. And I think you do a great job, you know, and you know, I'm glad that wrestling has helped you, you know, helped you through those hard times, you know, because it certainly has for me through my hard times. And, you know, it's a great escape for us both. You know, it's a camaraderie of brotherhood and sisterhood that we can latch onto, you know, and that's, man, that's something I've always loved about it, is the camaraderie and meeting new people. And it's like, hey, we all got to stick together, you know, because
Mhm.
we love pro wrestling. We love how it makes us feel. It's the best feeling in the
And
world.
and and, and um and like I mentioned, it's not, you know, not only that wrestling, you know, going to wrestling shows, you know, every month, you know, but wrestling is like, that's my family, you know, like Steel Domain Wrestling and Midwest All Star Wrestling and MIW and AWF. That's my wrestling family. That's family to me.
That's
So
great.
so I go to these shows because they treat me right. They don't screw me over. They, you know, they they took me by the wing and said and tell me like maybe they're family, you know. It's a
Yeah,
family, it's a brotherhood, you
yeah,
know. And
absolutely.
shit, I even told them if you need help with setup, just let me know. I'll be there early and help with setup.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I just want to get that out there, ladies and gentlemen. You know, wrestling is a brother and sisterhood as well. You know,
Hmm.
it's like, you know, these wrestlers put their bodies and careers on the line to entertain us wrestling fans. And we got to appreciate the wrestlers, what they do. Go out there and buy a souvenir or an 8x10 photo. Because at the end of the day, they will appreciate you 100%.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, Michael, man, just you guys coming to the shows and showing your support. I mean, that's payment enough for us. I mean, even if you don't buy anything, it's, yeah, I appreciate you saying that. It's just, it's, we couldn't do what we do without wrestling fans.
And
We
like I was talking to Lisa Marie Veron,
Yeah.
Victoria and Tara, you know, during the Asylum Wrestling virtual meet and greet last weekend.
Hmm.
I told her that I showed her all these posters that I got,
Yeah.
you know, and I told her that I support independent pro wrestling, and she says that I'm glad that you're supporting them because not a lot of indie pro wrestlers makes a lot of money. So you supporting them, you know, that's great, you know. Because
Absolutely.
I've been going to wrestling shows since February of 2011,
Hmm.
long time,
Yes.
and I still support it because you know that's money. You know that's how you guys make your money is from us. You know,
Yeah.
I pay the ticket, you get your fair share, and the rest is history.
Yep. We all need each other, and it's all
That's
good.
right. So my next question to you is, what do you like to do on your spare time?
You know, really just kind of hang out and be a dad to my son Carrie, you know, and and like to hang out with my wife too, and do a little fishing here and there, and just hang out with friends and family. Nothing too crazy, but that's I like being around family. That's what I like to do in my spare time.
Oh, somebody said, will you guys be taking any questions? And feel free to ask any questions that you want. That's why I'm doing this. If you got questions for James Jeffries, just leave a comment below,
Yeah,
and James will be happy to answer them for you.
absolutely, and that's my brother actually that's asking that, Solomon Hines. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my brother. He's a good brother too. So
Okay. So, anyhow, how old is your son?
my son is a month and a week old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, real
So
little.
he's real little.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad he's quiet throughout all of this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's his bedtime right now. So yeah.
Oh, your brother says, I'm wondering what it would take for James Jeffries to wrestle me in the match. Winner cuts the other's hair.
$1 million, Solomon. 1 million.
$1 million.
Oh, he's busted my chops about my long hair.
Oh my God. Well, to be honest with you, I love your long hair because it brings out your face more
Oh, thanks, man.
and it makes you look good. So don't do anything to your hair because you got good hair.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, Michael. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so my last question to you is this. Now, this Sunday is the Royal, no, not this Sunday. This Saturday.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
it's okay, Michael. They're changing it on us. They're changing it from Sundays to Saturdays now. That's not your fault. they're
Well, that's
changing it on us.
WWE for you.
Yes. After all these years, they're changing it to Saturdays.
Oh my God. I don't know why they're doing that.
I don't either.
I'm going my nose this Sunday. Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I got to comment to my brother Solomon real quick. It's okay, Solomon. I know you are. I know you're giving me a hard time. I love you too.
Yeah.
Very much. Nothing but love.
So this Saturday is the Royal Rumble. Who do you think's gonna win the men's and the women's Royal Rumble match?
So I think for the women's, I think Liv Morgan is going to win. I just think go ahead, Michael. Sorry.
I think so too because Liv Morgan working her tail off.
Yes, and I just think she's really improved. And she hasn't been wrestling very long, but man, I don't know. I just think it's her time. I think she'll rise to the occasion, and I think she'd be a good opponent for Becky too. So
Yeah.
And then the men's Royal Rumble. Oh goodness, I'd love to see a guy like Riddle win.
Yeah.
Because I think he's an excellent wrestler. I know he's doing a lot of the tag team stuff right now, but I just think he'd be him versus Brock. Man, that would be good.
Oh my God! Brock's gonna destroy him. But you know what, Matt Riddle, he he's doing a great job as a tag team with Randy Orton, you know.
Yeah.
I am loving their chemistry and whatnot. And they recently changed their theme song, which I really like how they did it, you know,
Yeah.
how they changed that theme song. So
Yeah. I do too. And I've enjoyed Dominic and Rey Mysterio and the Street Profits too. Like that whole tournament they did. It was
mm-hmm,
excellent. It was really good.
mm-hmm. Oh, somebody said in the comments, oh, my prediction. James Jeffries entered at 27 to win the Rumble match.
I don't know about that. They'd throw me out pretty quick.
They'll throw, oh, yes. I don't think you're ready for that.
No.
So, so, well, I don't know if you up if you're into video games or not, but I'm so excited that WWE's finally getting a video game out
Mm-hmm.
in March.
Yes, I am. The last one I played of the 2K ones was 2K18. Do you know, are they releasing 2K22 for PS4?
Yes.
Outstanding. So I'm going to have to
Yep.
download that.
Yep. And also too, they're releasing it for PS5 as well
Okay.
because I recently got a PS5. I've been having a PS5 for about almost 4 months now,
Nice. I
and
got a
I'm glad I got it because um the graphics, man, are good. They're really really awesome. You know, um they're making some improvements and whatnot, and I can't wait to see what what they did with the video game. You know
Yeah,
what?
it looks from the trailer it looks really great. Like it's new and improved and they brought that cuz was that my GM mode, was that in previous games years ago
Um, well,
or a version of
not
it?
in the 2K series,
Mhm.
but in the SmackDown versus Raw series,
Okay.
they had the GM mode and whatnot.
Okay. That's great that they're bringing that back, you know.
Yes, I am so glad they're bringing that back too because Faz has been preaching about it online for so many years. And I
Yeah.
mean ever since they even started with the 2K series
Yeah.
from WWE's 2K15 video game. That's how long they've been talking about, you know?
Wow. Yeah.
So
Long time.
so hopefully when the game is released, you know, there won't be any glitches and like WWE 2K20 because let me tell you, when WWE 2K20 came out, I tell you, that was the worst game. Everybody did not like that game.
That's what I heard. I have a buddy that
It
has that. He's like, "Yeah, don't buy that game. It's not great."
even with the patch updates, even with those updates,
Mhm.
it still didn't look good. You
Oh,
know,
wow.
it still didn't look good.
I'm,
So
I'm
I'm just hoping and praying with this WWE 2K22 and now with it, now that PlayStation 5 is out,
mhm.
hopefully they make some improvements and improvement.
Yeah. Yeah.
But but here's the catch though. It will come out on PS4, but you won't get as many features.
Oh, okay. So that just means I got to get a PS5.
Oh, somebody say James is the GOAT.
Yeah. Thank you, Vinny. I appreciate it. He comes to a lot of our Des Moines shows. So
Oh, really?
yeah, he's
Okay.
great. He's been real supportive of Impact Pro Wrestling. So
Yeah.
thanks for watching,
Somebody,
Vinny.
yeah, somebody was telling me that I should go down there. I was like, never say never.
You should, man. We'd love to have you sometime.
Yeah, something that's been on my radar way before the pandemic hit. So once everything slows down,
Hmm.
like with, all the restrictions and whatnot. So once everything slows down, that's will be on my radar, you know,
Yeah.
because I would like to go to Impact Pro Wrestling because it's a great, it's a great organization, and that's how I should get my name out there
Hmm.
and possibly take photos,
Yeah.
take photos right there and then. And if anybody's gonna take my photo, I'd rather have it to be tag team photography
Yep.
to,
Yeah, they
because
do great. They do great pictures, man. And there's a lot
yes,
of great wrestlers that I'm sure you'd love to talk to, and it's it's been a great promotion to wrestle for 14 years. And it just
mhm,
seems like each year it gets more fun and better and better. So it's we'd love to have you come down sometime, man.
yep. And you know what? Just let me know in advance. Because my schedule gets so busy. It's like go go go. You
For
know,
sure.
but probably like a couple months ahead of time. So then that way, wham! I said, oh, I'll get my I'll get my notebook or I get my planner on my phone and I'll put it down my planner. I said, yep, this is where I'm going. I'm going to this show that month, so I gotta make sure to save up some money and whatnot. So that will be like once, everything's, you know,
Sure.
kind of slows down and less restrictions. So,
Yes. Absolutely. I
but in
understand.
the yeah, but in the meantime, though, I'm gonna stick with Minnesota because Minnesota wrestling because it's easier for me to get to and from shows and whatnot. And
Absolutely.
plus, I want to be with my father, who's in
Yep.
the other room. So,
Absolutely.
so,
And
so yeah.
Minnesota's got great. It's still got great wrestling tradition, like we talked about earlier. And
Mhm.
there's a lot of great promotions up there. So hopefully, I catch you at one of them in the future. So
Yeah, yeah, and like I said, you never know what's gonna happen. I might show up at one and at the wrestling shows and let me know if you come back to make your trip into Minnesota. Let me know let me know so that I can make arrangements, and
I
whatnot.
I definitely will, Michael. I definitely will.
Hell, we can even do another interview like this, but this time in person.
That'd be great. Yeah, anytime. I'm glad we got to do this one tonight too, because I know we'd both kind of been playing phone tag recently, and I'm glad it worked out for tonight. So
Yeah,
I really
yeah,
appreciate you having
and
me on.
I appreciate you taking the time to do this with me because I love interviewing wrestlers, and Michael's Corner is gonna it gets bigger every year. Everybody's talking about it.
Yep, and I've
Michael's
seen
Corner is it's a huge success right now.
yeah, and I've seen some of
So,
your previous interviews too. So it's yeah,
mhm,
you do an excellent job interviewing wrestlers. You do a You do a fantastic job.
Thank you so much because this is my passion. I've been interviewing wrestlers since May of 2013.
That's great.
So now, usually, how I end my episodes, I always ask these wrestlers, where can fans find you on social media?
So you can find me on Facebook, James Jeffries. I'm on Twitter at the real J Double on Twitter. You can find me here on Instagram, James Jeffries. And then you can also find me at Impact Pro Wrestling shows. And also, too, I just like to plug our wrestling school. It's called The Vault, the Impact Pro Wrestling Training Academy. And, if you're interested in learning how to be a pro wrestler, give us a call. So we'd love to have you. So
Mm-hmm.
that's all my social media, and I really appreciate you having me on, Michael.
Yeah. And you know what? And like I said, it's so great seeing your face for the first time in a long time.
It's great seeing your face too, man. I'm glad we
Man,
got to
you know
catch up.
what? We gotta really catch up, and hopefully we can do this again because I don't want to be like, oh, I forgot to see James Jeffries. And like, oh, let me see if I can get a hold of him because it's been many damn years now. Come on now.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
I gotta get in touch with my friend here.
yeah,
So
it's been too long, man. And it's good to talk to a friend here over Instagram, and next time I see you, I want to talk to you in person. So that'd be
yes. And by that time I should be having someone from State of Pro Wrestling brought me a little gift.
awesome.
And maybe by the time you get here, I will have that little gift.
That'd be great. I'd
That'll
love to
make my
see it.
interviews really better. But I won't spoil the surprise right now because
That's
I'm
good.
saving it. I'm saving it for next month.
That's good. That's good.
All right, James. Well, you have yourself a good evening, and keep watching my episodes of Michael's Corner. Okay.
I will. You have a great evening too, Michael. And it was an honor to be on Michael's Corner. So thank you. Thank you so very much. It's good catching up with you, man.
Yeah, it's good catching up with you too. You are welcome on to be on Michael's Corner any time. Okay.
All right. Yeah, just let me know in the future. I'd love to come back on. So
All right.
you take care, my friend.
Yep. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. I think you guys. There he goes. So that was a nice interview with James Jeffries. What a great human being. He's such a down to earth person. Love having him on. So, well, that does it for this episode of Michael's Corner. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.